than to be asked down. And when you're called upon, do what is asked of you. That you're not the main attraction, but you should be preaching about the main attraction. Yeah. So he tells them, get your attitude in order. But also, he explains the reason why he did what he did, that they will miss good opportunities. It says here in the text that when one of them that sat at meat with him heard these things, he said to him, blessed is he that shall eat bread in the kingdom of God. Then he talks about another parable. Certain man had a great supper. But what kept transpiring is there were other individuals that kept having excuses. One excuse after another. And it made me think in my time of study, why would they come up with so many excuses? Could it be that the dinner that was prepared, they didn't want it? Could it be the one who was hosting it, they did not like? In today's time, Jesus gives us ample opportunity to be invited in. But time after time, we got an excuse. We have an excuse as to why we can't give God our heart. We have an excuse as to why we can't show up when the door is open. We have an excuse as why we can't do the Lord's work. And that's real funny to me, because the things that we get an excuse about that we got to do, you wouldn't be doing it if God didn't say so. But we can't take the time to show up at the dinner, show up at the church, to sit down and be in good company with Christ. The reason why the church is so far away from God is because we have an excuse. We always got somewhere else that we got to be. And he tells him, blessed is the man that eat bread in the kingdom of God. Happy is the man that will eat bread in the kingdom. You will miss the kingdom because you're worried about the conditions of the invitation. Who gonna be there? Who's hosting it? What they serving? What they gonna be doing? You will miss the kingdom worried about who sent the invitation. But lastly, he talks about the decisions. So he tells the Pharisees, you got to watch your attitude. He tells them, you're going to miss the kingdom worrying about who initiated the invitation, but he also gives them a decision that they got to make. So he explains to them again that there's a man that is trying to fill up his house, and the guests that he invited ain't showing up. Says he got mad and told his servant, go out to the highways and the hedges and get them all. He comes back, he said, no, that ain't good enough. Go back out. Get some more until my house is filled up. Now, in proper study, here's the problem. The church, those of us who reside in here, are some of the main ones that's not showing up. You on the church's roll, but you ain't on God's roll. That the invitation that he extended to you, you rejecting it at every turn. And what happens is, God does something so plain and simple. He reminds everyone else that my invitation is still open. He tells his servants to go out and get some more. If you want to miss heaven, that's on you. But when the invitation was extended to me, I ran and got at the table. Because I don't want to miss nothing that God is doing because of my selfish acts of doing what I want to do. Need more Christians to stop coming up with excuses and start answering the invitation. When you answer that invitation, don't show up with an attitude like it's a bother to you. Come do the Lord's work. We have so much of that. We come into the church and we think everything is well and good, but the minute service over with, we complaining all the way home. Why was church so long? He didn't preach what I thought he was going to preach. Why was sister and brother there? I don't like them. So because of those conditions, we're going to miss everything. It's hard to hear, but it's true. Folks will miss God because they worry about other folks. We don't come to the church for other folks. When you come to the Lord's house, it's your opportunity to be amongst the saints to worship God for yourself. You can't latch on to somebody's invitation like a plus one. Because the same invitation that they got, you get it too. And that's what God is calling the church to do. And he's not worried about swelling of the church. Worried about spiritual growth of the church. The more you come to church and put God on your mind,